Hello everyone and welcome back to Queen Varieties channel. As you can see, what I have going on in my kitchen today is tilapia pepper soup recipe, and the setup I have here is that we are about to marinate this tilapia fish, guys. You can see I have already washed and cleansed my tilapia very well. So after cleaning the tilapia, what I did was to go ahead and then dry my tilapia with some kitchen tissue paper, guys. And so everything is perfectly ready. What I have here is some red flavorful peppers, one scotch pepper, 2 SERANO green peppers, 1 red onions, and some oda, guys, for that local flavor in this. I also have some ginger, I also have some garlic, and 1 KNOR cube. And here is my fresh parsley. We are going to blend all these ingredients, and guys, this fresh parsley here is serving as a spice for this recipe. So right now what we are going to do is to toss all these ingredients into the blender. But before I add it into the blender, what I will go ahead to do is to add some oil in my blender. Remember that to make pepper soup you don't need oil to make it, but because I'm going to marinate the fish, I want to use some oil to marinate the fish so that all the spices we will toss on top of this fish will work effectively on the fish. So if you don't want to use your oil, you can use water, but I think I prefer that you use oil for the recipe. So what I'm going to do is to add a cooking spoon of oil inside my blender. I ahead and added 2 cooking spoons of vegetable. If you have coconut oil, then you can also use that. The final ingredient I will toss in is my salt, and I'm adding a tablespoon of salt because I want the fish to be very flavorful. So once everything is added, go ahead and cover your blender and then blend all these ingredients together. So guys, as you can see, the blended process is completely done and our marinade is looking very beautiful. So make sure you're using a very good blender to blend your ingredients. As you can see, I have blended it as smooth as possible. Hope you guys can see the consistency of the marinade is very smooth, and this marinade, guys, smells very nice. I mean, it smells very nice. Now what we are going to do is to pour the marinade on top of the fish. If you have time on your side while you're making this recipe, I would suggest that you marinate this fish for about 6 to 8 hours. Or you can also toss it in your fridge and leave it overnight. But because I'm in a hurry to eat this fish, we are going to marinate for only 1 hour or 1 to 2 hours. Make sure you completely saturate this marinade on top of the fish. You can go ahead and use some gloves to do this because this marinade is very pepperish. So you have to be very careful using your hands to do this, guys. So you want your fish to come out as tasty as possible. So please be very generous on tossing all these ingredients on top of the fish. And trust me when I say the flavor of the parsley is going to make this marinade come out gorgeously delicious. So please don't skip the parsley. So what I'm going to do now is to foil the fish and then transfer it to my refrigerator and allow it to sit there for at least 1 to 2 hours. The next ingredient we are going to prep right now is some bell peppers, and what I have here is the long fresh red bell peppers. So if you don't like bell peppers, then I think maybe you should just use some fresh tomatoes. And so here I have just 2 fresh tomatoes for this recipe. What to do right now is to transfer this bell pepper and tomato to my sink and wash and de-seed everything before I bring it. I have just finished washing my bell peppers. As you can see, I have sliced them in little chunks so that they will fit in my blender. To transfer the bell peppers and tomatoes inside my blender. I have all my vegetables inside the blender. I will go ahead and pour in a reasonable quantity of water, guys. I'm putting in a very large quantity of water in this blender. So friends, at this point in time, my tomato mixture is ready. So what we're going to do right now is to transfer it to the pot. So the blending process has been completed. So what I have here is my sieve. I'm going to pass the mixture that we blended inside the sieve. The reason for passing it across the sieve is so that we will have a smooth pepper soup as possible. I don't want to have some of the chunks in the peppers, but if you don't mind, you can just pour everything inside your pot at this stage. But I'm not going to throw the chaff away. I will use the chaff and maybe steam my beef or any ingredients I'll be using to make soup or anything later on. So I will just place it in my freezer and freeze it there for another recipe in case I'm making some soup or jollof rice or anything of that nature. What I have here is the chaff from the recipe, so I'm going to set this aside because I will not be using it. To rinse my blender, and I've added a reasonable quantity of water inside my blender because I'm going to pour this inside the pot. Now this depends on how watery you want your pepper soup to turn out, because for me, I want to drink more of the soup. Remember, what we are making is a healing soup, so you will want your quantity of water in the pepper soup to be more than, you know, if possible, the fish. So what I will do now is to pour in the water inside my pot. Cook this pot for at least first 15 minutes. But we want this mixture that we have added inside this pot to cook very well. Cover my pot and cook on the very highest heat for first 15 minutes. 15 minutes later, guys, and here I'm back to check my pot. And as you can see, the pot is boiling very well. I mean, this pot now so poto. I mean, it's boiling. How I want the appearance of the soup to look like. You guys can see how beautiful the appearance is looking. Yeah. So what I have here is my blended dry fish. So this is the stage where you have to add your dry fish or your crayfish. I've used some water to blend mine. This is how the appearance is looking. So add your crayfish powder or dry fish powder at this stage, guys. I have here is pepper soup spice, and this is various spices. I mean, you have all the combinations of the local pepper soup spice. So in this combination, you have oziza, oda, you have the ajasa, ekuru, all the pepper soup spices, guys. They are all in this spice I have here. So I bought it online in a shop. So this is a container where I poured it. So I'll just go ahead and toss in a tablespoon of the pepper soup spices. Oh my god, guys, the aroma is really popping right now, because once the pepper soup spice just hit the pot, the whole thing changed immediately. So after stirring the pot, I'm going to cover it and cook it for extra 5 minutes and then introduce my fish inside it. 5 minutes later, guys, and finally I am back to check my pot. The stock has cooked down from where we had it previously to this stage. So at this stage, I'm going to introduce the fish inside the recipe. Here's my marinated fish. I'm going to add it right now inside the pot. This pepper soup is very spicy, guys. If you don't like it spicy, reduce the quantity of your pepper. So we're not going to disturb the fish. We will just allow the fish to cook here for extra 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll bring out the pot. Guys, I forgot to add some salt inside my pot, so I'm back to just add some little quantity of salt. Remember, we use salt to marinate the fish, so we have salt inside the fish already, but for the soup, I'll just add a little quantity of salt inside the soup. Then I'll break in just half a cube inside the soup. So I'll cover the pot to continue cooking, guys. 15 minutes later, guys, and finally we have come to the end of the recipe. As you can see, the pepper soup is ready. As the appearance shows it clearly. This soup smells so amazing. I mean, it smells so good. It tastes so amazing. Oh my god, guys, it tastes so amazing. Can you guys see our fish is still whole? The fishes were not broken because of the method that was used to cook the soup. Everything is intact. If you're having any kind of fever, cough, catarrh, or any cold related issue, guys, try this recipe and you will instantly become healed. So this is perfect for this winter season when the weather has changed and everybody is feeling so cold, especially this snowy period. So try this recipe and you will surely enjoy it, guys. And so this is how the recipe has come to be. Thank you so much for joining me in today's episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed the recipe.